Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 1 in the series between Carn and Sebastian. With Carn on my left side is playing Blazer, while on my right side we have Sebastian playing Sylvia. So it will be a Blazer versus Sylvia matchup, and no, this is not a Blazer Knight matchup. So you don't need to worry about it, because if I remember correctly, a lot of you guys say, oh my god, there's so much Blazer Knight versus Blazer Knight mirror match, it's getting tiring and boring. I understand that during that time, but now this is just your typical normal Blazer itself. So both decks are very aggressive, and obviously that Carn does have the extra advantage from my point of view anyway, because the fact that Sylvia itself doesn't have any regalia from my point of view, like her own regalia to give it imperishable. So pretty much Blazer is free to J-activate anytime, get rid of the abilities and so on, and destruction first, then lose all abilities, then everything will resolve and so on. Now Carn does play the double depth side right off the bat, but if I was Carn, I would put one depth side for now and see what happens, because obviously you exposing your hand. Like on the field I see one bow, two depth side and a rook egg, right? That leaves you only have two cards left in hand. So meaning that if your opponent somehow get rid of your rook egg, like remove it from the game, for example Sylvia's I think the burn spell, I can't remember the top of my head the name of it, but it does 700 damage to a Resonator or J-Ruler. It was a J-Ruler, it loses imperishable, but it was a Resonator removed from the game instead. So if it does have that in hand, it will be very problematic. So you don't want to expose your hand to your opponent, like how many cards left you have in hand. If your opponent somehow discard your whole entire hand, like with Carn or Spiral Despair, Soul Hunt, or the Resonator itself, the Kukulu, can't remember the top of my head, then your field won't be as pretty as, and your hand will be doesn't give you the extra edge you need. So let's see what happens from now. Currently life point was 3,700 compared to 4,000 life point. Sebastian is trying to go very aggressive with his Lancelot and his Hunter, but however the bow played by Carn actually slowing him down quite dramatically. And in comes the block, but however Carn does have a bow and shooter off the field, so doing the 600 damage directly to Sebastian, and not only that, getting rid of Hunter. Now Sebastian shouldn't have blocked with that, because obviously losing a Resonator for free to your opponent is not a great option, because at the end of the day, you gotta take the 600 damage regardless of what happened, unless you have a 500 body on the field to prevent that from happening. So let's see what happens from this point now. He does have 3 Magic Stone open, so you can maybe play King Flame Shout or something, or no, let me say that again. Shout King Flame, that's right. And like I said, you notice that what is King Flame Shout? I accidentally said that by accident. I think it's a habit of mine. I think it was when the first time I saw it, I thought it was King Flame Shout, but it's actually Flame King Shout. Sorry about that guys for the confusion, but yeah, that's what I meant. In general, in comes the Sylvia's Roar, I believe that's what it's called. Sylvia's Roar has 2 abilities. One of them is pumping a Resonator on the field by throwing an attack, and the other ability, if I remember correctly, is actually I think you J-Ruler or Resonator Dragon type gains the ability when it dealt damage to a Resonator, it burns the opponent directly. I can't remember the top of my head, but it does have a second ability, I do know that for sure. So pumping up the Lancelot, and not that, using Lancelot effect to pump itself once more, doing exactly 1,000, so you can burn off the Lancelot, and none of that, doing 1,000 point damage directly to Carn, which put him down to 2,700 life point compared to Sebastian's 3,400. In comes the second Lancelot for Carn. So pretty much this will be almost like a Lancelot battle, so whoever had the last Lancelot not usually wins, but usually in a stronger position. But however, I don't think he has any way to pump. Oh wait, I take that back. What I said, he has Rapid Growth. Rapid Growth allows you to pump a Resonator on the field by 400 attack and 400 defense. So it's pretty much allows you to get rid of problematics or cards, some kind of battle tricks. So if your opponent attack into your Resonator, you can just pump it randomly and kill your opponent Resonator, and not only that, you get rid of one problem. So again, burning off the Lancelot again and doing 1,000 point damage directly to Carn, putting down to 2,400 life point compared to 2,700 life point. At the moment, Carn is kind of in control with the death side, because now it actually prevents Sebastian from using his J ruler, because now that if he J activates, he was forced to like he doesn't have swiftness. It's just a sitting duck out there for Blazer to kill, so it's not a really pretty sight for Sebastian to be in. But in comes the little wizard girl. I can't remember her, Little March, using Awakening to search for her magic stick. That's what she said, by the way. She searched for her magic stick. The magic stick allows you to attach to a resonator. It's an addition resonator. What it does is that it gives the resonator first strike and swiftness, and you can remove it, or not remove it, banish the card under the resonator and do 200 damage directly to a J ruler or resonator. So it's actually a good removal spell for the Little March girl. That's the name, Little March girl. That's her name. Not only that, you mostly use it for discarding for the Little March girl. The Little March girl allows you to burn 400 directly to a resonator or a J ruler by discarding, depending on how many magic stick you have in your hand. That's what she said again. So he's gonna pay 1 to give, oh, not a bad play, put a magic stick under the magic girl, because the fact that it does give swiftness and first strike. So if you run into the land slot, you obviously get the first strike off, and not only that, get rid of the problematic card. And not only that, even your opponent does like randomly attack into your March girl, say for example a land slot or whatever, you can still burn that land slot 200 damage with the magic stick, and then they might be still be doing a trade-off and so on. So yeah, so let's see what happens here. Here comes the Rook Egg, played by Carn, and paying 2 resources. And in comes the Stoning to Death. Wow, this is surprising because he's actually adding some black tech cards. So tech cards such as Removal Spell. Maybe I'm expecting to see Outer Wall as well, because Outer Wall is pretty much a staple in any black-red deck. So yeah. So Sebastian does have 4 Magic Stone open, so he can J activate, but however the death side is actually preventing him to do any single damage. So it's pretty much he's not in a good situation to Judgment, so he has to rely on what he can do with his hand at the moment. Because Carn is actually locking his opponent, not allowing him to J activate, because Sylvia can potentially do a lot of damage on the board. With the fact that it can recover freestone once it burns something on the field, or dealt damage to any resident by her effect or by herself. And not only that, she's flying as well, so she's pretty much like a Bahamut, but a slower version of it. But yeah, Sylvia pretty much produces green instead of red. Blazer produces red instead of green. So yeah, currently life point was 2,700 life point compared to 2,400 life point. Not much has changed for now, but like I said, Carn is in control, so the pressure is on to Sebastian at the moment. So he is going to tap one another Magic Stone and see what he can do with it. He's going to pay 3 to put a King Flame Shout, and doing King Flame Shout damage directly to the Rook Egg. It seems like a big waste to me, because the Rook Egg does actually net Carn an extra advantage, so he can search for anything he needs. And not only that, he can drop the Little Dread from the King Flame Shout, so Flame King Shout. I'm sorry about that, guys, I just noticed. If I keep saying King Flame Shout, I'm referring to Flame King Shout. Sorry about that, guys. So it's just a habit of mine saying that. And surprisingly, he actually put the Magic Stick under the Little Dread when Little Dread already gains the ability to get swiftness from the King Flame Shout. There I go again saying King Flame Shout. I have a bad habit of this, so sorry about that, guys. But you guys should know what I mean. So attacking 800 directly to Carn, put him down to 2,100 life point compared to Sebastian 2,400. But however, it does give Little Dread the ability to like burn 200 point damage directly to anything he wants on the field, and Carn just dropped the Blazer Dimension right off the bat. Obviously he forgot to tap on Magic Stone, but he can still do that after he gets his 5th Magic Stone, which he does at the moment, and dropping the Blazer. Blazer has the ability Swiftness, and not only that, any card that can be sent to the graveyard is removed instead. So pretty much anything that like has a trigger ability in the graveyard, such as Rook Egg, your opposing Rook Egg, your opponent can't even use the Rook Egg, or anything that triggers in the graveyard, like such as Rezard, these cards in the graveyard to resolve and so on. So any resurrection card, Blazer is a really strong resonate itself to do a ton of damage, not only to the opponent, but only and also disrupt the graveyard as well. Income to 11,000 directly to the Little Dread. Surprisingly, if I was Carn, I wouldn't worry too much about the Little Dread because Little Dread isn't a problem. She's just an 8/8 vanilla with first strike and swiftness under the attachment with the addition under it. I should just swing, if I were Carn like before, I'll swing directly to the face, applying the pressure, because if he even somehow kills Blazer itself, it's removed from the game. And not that Blazer has an additional ability, when it's removed from the game, you can cast it from the remove pile. So putting him in the strong position he needs. So let's see what he can do in this situation. Sebastian is under a lot of pressure at the moment. He sees that Blazer can't do anything against the Blazer because he doesn't have a way to get rid of it, because like he's playing red, and obviously red doesn't really do much in this situation. Because he needs somehow to cancel the Blazer or remove or send it to the graveyard instead of letting him remove. So if he had like a final forfeit and then somehow kill it at the same time, that's the only way to get rid of Blazer, the Resonator itself. But however, that will be committing a lot of resources, to which Carn doesn't, not Carn, Sebastian doesn't have at the moment. But instead he burn it and deal destruction effect with Demon Flame. Surprisingly, he didn't Demon Flame when it was dealt damage directly to the Little Dread, so he can save a lot of resource. But again, he could just drew into it as well. So let's see what can Sebastian do in this situation. He is open with 2 Magic Stones, so he can do some maybe Double Thunder or something like that, or Split Heaven Earth as well. Split Heaven Earth will be very, very helpful in this situation because Sebastian is playing Basic Stone while Carn is actually playing Special Magic Stone. And for those who don't know, Split Heaven Earth does 300 point damage directly to the controller of each special magic stone he or she controls. So at the moment, Carn controls 6, so he will take a lot of damage from that. So that will be just enough to get rid of. Wait, is it just enough? 15. Yeah, just enough. 2,400 damage directly to Carn if Sebastian does play Split Heaven right now. But again, it really depends what Sebastian can do in this situation. Sebastian is very new to the game, so he doesn't know too much about the rules. So if he does a little misplay or a little mistake and so on, he is really new to the game. So don't need to like say blab about him and so on. So just give him a chance once in a while. So he's thinking into Judgment enough, but however, if he does Judgment, he is forced to burn itself because obviously Sylvia has to deal 1,000 point damage to a Resonator or a J-Roll on the field, including itself. So Carn is actually telling Sebastian don't do it, because obviously that if you do it, you could be killing yourself and you wasted 4 resources for no reason. So in comes the Hunter, and obviously Hunter is gonna do some minor damage, but however, Carn actually zigged the Ancient Magic for some reason. Maybe he was panicking, like, oh no, I don't want any damage to go through, but he has a bow. The bow can actually get rid of the Hunter really easily if he was blocking or attacking. So wasting a Zig onto it is not really an optimal play, because if you see a problematic card such as like your opponent playing the Blazer itself, then you Zig that run right away. You don't Zig a Hunter, because Hunter isn't really doing anything at the moment. Not only that, you are locking your opponent down with a Blazer ruler itself, but not allowing your opponent to put anything on the field. And you made a follow play with Mephistole on the field. In comes to Kukulu. Oh, surprisingly, he actually dropped the Kukulu, hard casting it and doing 500 point damage and letting Mephistole eat it up. So I'm pretty sure Carn is trying to do as much damage as he can along with Mephistole as threat, because obviously Sebastian is only down to 1,900 life points, so which isn't a lot of life for him to have, and a single burn damage from Carn, like a thunder and a swing from Mephistole, can finish the game off. Or Sebastian somehow for some reason target the Mephistole with spell or ability, he will take 500 damage as well. So in comes the Sylvia play. Looks like it doing 1,000 point damage directly to it, but how he will be taking 500 back in process. So which will put him down to 1,400 life points. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, let's see what he can do in this situation. He is not in a pretty sight at the moment because the fact that he actually did target it, obviously putting him down to a low life point at the moment. Not only that, the Sylvia doesn't have swiftness. I think Sebastian didn't know about the death sight, and obviously I believe Carn himself actually forgot he has 2 death sight on the field, which not allow J Ruler to gain swiftness or the ability to get impressionable. So obviously getting rid of the Mephistolic shouldn't have happened, so obviously it will be a misplay for both players, but it shouldn't be a problem because it is a casual game, so this is a good practice for both of them to see what they did on the mistake, and they learn from the mistake and try and get better at the game. So there's no point criticizing sorry about that, guy. No point criticizing the play itself because like, oh, you did a bad play, you shouldn't have done that. You forgot about your death sign and so on. People make mistakes. They're humans and so on, so it's understandable they make a little mistake. So obviously I make these videos for people to learn themselves. So let's see what can Carn do in this situation. He has 4 open. He has 2, 4, 6, 8 magic stone open, I believe. He has 8 magic stone open to play with, and while Sebastian has 2, 4, 6 magic stone to play with. It looks like both players been passed in turn because they didn't have anything in hand. But if I remember correctly, Carn does have a blazer in his in his remove pile, so he can just cast the blazer out and swing for a ton of damage. But I think Carn actually forgot his blazer in his remove pile because he actually left out the remove pile and couldn't see it. So let's see what he can do in the situation. Maybe Sebastian can make a big comeback out of this. So let's see. In comes the Lancelot, surprisingly. So the Lancelot can do a ton of damage, and in comes the Dual Truth. In comes the Rapid Growth, so forcing both players to attack each other. But Rapid Growth does pump the Guinevere to 6, 8, I believe. Is it 6-8? No. Yeah, 6-8, yeah. 6-8 will automatically kill the Lancelot right off the bat. But however, Sebastian's like, nah, I'm gonna take you down with me. I'm gonna pay 2 extra resources to pump Lancelot up by 200 hack. So which will force him to be doing a trade-off. But however, Carn does have an extra Rapid Growth in his graveyard as well. But I think he actually forgot about the Rapid Growth in his graveyard, so he couldn't actually chase onto the chase with the Rapid Growth he has at the moment. So now he's thinking about his play. After the effect resolve for the Lancelot, he actually might be tapping the Guinevere to draw 2 cards and discard 1. Obviously, it's not the optimal play because if you do that, you will actually lose the opportunity to get rid of Lancelot. The Lancelot can do a ton of damage directly to you right at the moment because at the moment, both players actually top decking at the moment because the both out of counters, the death side is useless because Sylvia is dead. Not only that, you're just drawing cards and hopefully drawing to like an answer. So what Carn should have done is that he has 2 options. His first option is that let Guinevere die because it will do a trade-off between the Lancelot and the Guinevere, or he can use the other Rapid Growth in his graveyard to pump it up again, forcing Sebastian making not a good trade-off at all. So looks like he attacked direct, but he forgot to tap his Lancelot. It did do 400 damage, 600 damage. No, not 600. It did 800 damage directly to the Carn. Sorry about that. I actually forgot to do the math just then. So putting Carn under pressure at the moment because both players' life point is very low. But however, Sebastian does have a Lancelot. But again, in comes the Mephistolic, and Mephistolic on the field with Rook Egg, and obviously sacrificing the Rook Egg allows Carn to search for any red resin needs because obviously at the end of the turn Mephistolic has to kill something on the field. So yeah, something on the field. I meant Carn's field. Again, I think Carn actually did forget about the blazer in his remove pile, which he can bring back and do a ton of damage directly to Sebastian at the moment. So let's see what he can do at the moment. He adding the Susano in his hand, so he could finish the game up very soon with the Susano. Because if Sebastian play any Draggy, it will be discounted 3 cost, so putting as a free drop instead of 6 cost. So let's see what can Sebastian do in this situation. He does have a Lancelot, although the Lancelot could help, but then again might not help at the same time, because Lancelot can only do at most, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can at most do how much damage? 7 plus 6, 13 damage, which is but it can't easily get blocked by the Mephistole. In comes the Sebastian play the Sylvia's Roar, so which will pump the Lancelot quite a bit, to the point that he's got to actually push for damage now. He's hoping he can do enough damage, because it actually is on 1000 attack at the moment. So let's see what can Sebastian do. He is out of cards in hand. Carn has a Susano in hand, not in that he has a remove from play Blazer, which he did forget he has. So let's see what he can do at the moment. So Sebastian gonna be pumping his Lancelot again by 400 more, attacking directly, burning 700 directly to the Mephistole, and doing a massive trade-off with the Mephistole and the Lancelot. So now Carn is in a strong position. His opponent is down to 900 life. All he has to do is cast Susano and swing for game. Due to the fact that Sebastian had no cards in hand, nothing on the field, he's wide open for a direct attack. And in comes the Susano, slamming on the field, 12 attack, 12 defense, swiftness and piercing damage, so there's no way that Sebastian will survive. So that's the game, guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for game 2.